Hello and welcome to this pattern recognition video featuring puzzles that were played in games rated 2200 to 2500. If you're lower rated than that, you can still try these out and see how you do. And it looks like this first puzzle is a easier one, so hopefully you can figure it out. It looks like our knight was just checking the king, so the king steps forward here. Setting himself up for a tactic, and hopefully you found it. Pause at any time if you want to think longer. But remember, in pattern recognition, you're basically solving a set of puzzles, and you want to go over them more than once. That way you don't forget the tactics and the patterns that you see. And here we have a simple fork. It looks like we can fork the king and then pick off the rook here. And hopefully that works. There is a threat here maybe, but we're guarding that. So I think we should be fine after this fork. Now this looks kind of dangerous here, where the king is threatening to come forward and attack the knight, which is preventing the promotion here. So I think, can we still take that? Then if the king goes down here attacking our knight, I guess we could go there. But then the king could go forward attacking the knight again. The question is, do we have time for our other knight to make it down the board? So this puzzle is turning out a little trickier than I expected. So if we take, the king goes here, we move our knight down to block the pawn. The king just goes there. It'll take him one move to capture, one move to get out of the way of the pawn. So let's say we move there. He captures. Yeah, so now it's become a little trickier than I expected. So probably need to take, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now that we're under attack, thinking we have to go there to block the pawn. So if we go there, now where do we put this knight? Because it's going to take him 1, 2, 3 moves to promote. So if we go here and he takes, then we could go here to prevent him from moving back to b2. And he would have to go here instead, which would allow us to fork those two. Wow, so that is a little tricky there. And now we can fork, take the pawn. And I'm thinking even if he would have moved where he could have captured the knight back, well then we can start pushing our pawn majority and promote. But now we have extra knight. All right, well, on to puzzle number 2. I probably do 5 puzzles today because these are taking a little bit longer usually when they're at a higher level like this. All right. So we just had a check by the rook. The king steps towards the center. What can we do now? We want to look at checks, captures, and threats in that order. checks first as they're most forcing, and it looks like we do have a check here, but do we have a good follow-up after that? And we have a trapped bishop over here as well. And we're behind in material. Well, no, we will be, I guess. Let's take a look. You know, that's always a good idea. Look at the material to see if you want to trade down pieces or avoid trades if you're behind. So we have 4 pawns. Our opponent has 6. So they have 2 more pawns. We have a bishop pair for one of the rooks, but our one bishop is trapped. So what can we do? If we deliver that check, he could go here. And then I don't see a good follow-up after that. What can we do here? Is there some kind of sacrifice? If we check with the queen, then it's captured. Then the bishop captures and checks the king again. He could block with the rook then. Wow. Okay. And it looks like the starting move is to just check with that bishop. And do we have any other better checks? I mean, if we go there, we'll just be captured. What else? Is there any kind of long distance checks? I mean, if we go here, the bishop could just, or excuse me, the pawn could just capture our queen. We could capture there, but then the king could even capture that. So check. King has to run. The only place he can run to is here. Now the question is, can we sacrifice our queen? Check. Take. Bishop takes with check. But then that rook can block. I don't know. It seems like I'm missing something here. Well, I'm going to go with the obvious move. Okay, so that's how they want to start things. But it doesn't look like if we check here with the queen, I don't know if that works. They take, we take. The rook just blocks the attack. Then what? If we take with our rook, they just take with the pawn and block. Do we take the rook? But then the king could take as well. I don't know. That doesn't look so good. Huh. If the queen takes, then we try this attack. Well, then he could just block with the queen. So maybe we have to do it in a different order. If we go here, I mean, I guess he could block immediately. But then we could take this pawn with check, I guess. Huh. All right. If we check. This is probably not right. No, I mean, I don't see what do they want? They want us to take that? Really? I mean, now we could just go here and check, or here. What does that accomplish? Huh. Do we give up this bishop here and get the king out in the open? I don't know. This is kind of crazy. I mean, do we go there? Okay, that's what they want. I mean, now we could take this pawn. Hmm. Huh. I mean, do we just go there? What am I missing here? I don't know. Our bishop is still trapped. Huh. Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess we just take that. I don't know. That puzzle, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that puzzle. Let's see. I mean, I guess I could go back and look at this analysis and see what they say about it. All right. The king stepped forward. The best move is to check with the bishop. And then the king should go to d7, apparently, which is what it did. Then we should take the rook. And now they recommend what? Queen to h4 as being best. What happened in the game? They just captured. So if we fork, the king goes to f8. Oh, and it didn't do that. So it says that was the best move, I think. No, now maybe it's changing its mind. I mean, what happens if they just go to f8? Oh, then that's not so good either. The bishops start harassing the king. I mean, yeah, they go there. King has to go here. Now what? Now you can attack and try and go after the king and the queen. And what then? Yeah, then the queen's going to fall. All right. Well, on to puzzle number 3. Let's see what happens there. Okay, the king has just stepped forward. No, because it was in check. And now there's a threat of a mate in 1. And we're down by a bishop for a pawn. So, okay, hopefully you found this move. This looks like the best way to go is to, or is it? I was thinking we go there, attacking the king, but the bishop can block and counterattack our queen. Huh. Then what do we do? Hmm. All right. Another option might be... Oh, and that doesn't work either because there's also threat of a mate here by just capturing this rook. So, how do you get out of this? All right, if we check, are we going to run out of checks here? The bishop goes here. If we move back to here and deliver a check, then what? And I think we have to deliver these checks or else we're going to get checkmated. So check. If they block, we go back to here and check. Then what? If the king tries to step forward, we can check again, just keep harassing that king. All right, I might as well move this just to oh, and that's not the move. Okay. Huh. What the heck do we want to do then? We have two mate threats. Queen here or queen here. So what would you do in this position? I don't know. I'm thinking we have to check or we're going to get mated. We can't take care of both of these problems unless we get rid of the queen. I mean, is there some crazy move like this? No, because then the king can just capture and we still have two checkmate threats to deal with. Okay, the other way to check would be this. If we deliver a check that way, the bishop could capture. Oh, and then maybe we go there and then grab the queen on the next move. Now we get the queen. All right, so I guess I overlooked all the possibilities in that position. All right, on to puzzle number 4. Okay. Let's see here. What is the reasoning behind that move? I guess because they were piling up on that pawn. So the rook defends. All right, if we go here, then the knight can capture us. So maybe we could go after this. Because if the knight captures here, then we grab the queen. So if we go there, one issue might be the rook moving over, pinning that knight to our queen. But then what? Maybe first. I was saying, do we go here first? But then if the rook captures, he'll be protecting the queen. All right. Another tricky one. Yeah, these master puzzles are more about calculation. I mean, you still see different patterns, but there's a lot more calculation involved. All right. Does it achieve anything if we go here? Attacking this rook, which is trapped back there. So if we go there, he could block with the pawn. We could take. If the knight takes, our rook takes. All right. What am I missing here? Oh, excuse me. Can we go there anyway? If we take that, of course the knight can't capture, or we grab the queen. So the rook would have to go over here, pinning the knight to our queen. And then, I guess we could go and take their knight. Their queen would capture, or their knight would capture. Or excuse me, now I'm getting confused. All right, so we go there. The rook pins our knight to the queen. Okay, we go ahead and capture their knight. So they have to capture with their queen. Then our knight captures. King captures. So I don't know. I'm going to try it. So that's what they wanted. Do we have to exchange material with that queen? I think that might be the best move. By going there. Then we take. All right, so I guess that's what they wanted. If we look at the material, we have what? 7 pawns. They have 7. And I guess once they capture here, then we can go after their rook and they'll have to block. Oh, and then we got this pawn. I didn't even think about that. So, yeah, he'll take. We attack. If he blocks with the pawn, we just get a pawn out of it. Anyway, let's move on to puzzle number 5. And then that'll probably be the final one. I'll wrap it up with puzzle number 5. So here we go. Puzzle 5. The queen has jumped to our 2nd rank, targeting these pawns. Well, this pawn is protected by the queen. It's also really limiting the mobility of our king. What do we have here? Well, we have this nice open or half open file for the rook. So we could check if the king runs maybe out towards the center. We can take this pawn, checking again. But then what? The king would have to move here maybe, and we grab another pawn. The king is on the run pretty good after this, and then our rook can get involved. So let's take a look at that. All right. If we deliver a check, where does the king run to? Maybe out this way, and we take the pawn. Then he's got to run again. If he tries to go there, we can grab another pawn. Then he has to go back up to his second rank. Our rook can get involved. And I think that gets him on the run pretty good. So let's try that. Oh, but here the question is, does it matter if we capture with the rook immediately instead? That forces the king. Now I think we have to capture with our queen. All right, so now we can just keep capturing. Now we can activate the rook. All right, we can keep attacking this way. Because now, let's see. The only place the king can go is here. Then what do we have? Huh. If the king goes there, we do have an attack on that knight. If we take that, but there is this check, the king would have to step up. And if they grab the rook, well, then we have a mate and one threat. So, I don't know. I'll look at the analysis and see how it could play out. So, they go there. That is a pretty bad move. Apparently knight to g6 was a mate and one. So that's pretty interesting. Or now it's mate and two. I mean, if they go here, it kind of opens up the path for the rooks. And so that's interesting. You know, even chess masters miss something. Maybe this was a blitz game. Who knows? All right. So in the game, we had this move, which led to check. So they start chasing the king around. And it's looking grim. Check. Now king to g1 is the only move. So once they go there, now they're saying to go ahead and queen to e3, but then the king will just come back out and you chase it back and forth. So eventually you probably have to do that. So after check, king is forced to move up. And what now? Queen takes the pawn with check. The king keeps running. Now they recommend capturing here. What if you just keep chasing the king with queen to d6? Then it looks like you can just keep going. King up to h5. Man, this would be tough in a blitz game. Let's see. Check. Now what? Oh, finally you can go here. King to g5. And then does that stop all the threats? Or not king to g5, pawn to g5. And then it looks like queen to g3 is best. Now what? Rook captures. Queen takes. And what now? Queen to g4 check. They recommend blocking here. So after we capture, they capture with check to our king now. King moves forward. And what do they recommend? Rook to h6. But yeah, look at all these pawns. So you could just win with all these extra pawns. Anyway, I'll wrap it up there. Let's see, we did 5 puzzles. So, feel free to leave comments, like and subscribe to support the channel. Check out other videos in my playlists on my channel. Thank you for watching and have a super chess day.